All right, the chat is live. That's dangerous. Match chat is on. All right, well, Houston have asked to pause. Jex is saying, my mouse. Oh, he's got the mouse crosshair bug. Yo, Matt trimmed his beard. And now his beard is the same length as the hair on the side of his head. Matt looking very different today. I think I prefer the big beard look on Matt. But yeah, it's interesting. New look, new look. Matt does look younger, doesn't he? He looks a lot younger with the trimmed beard. Will you full screen the game? No, Jamie Kieran. You have to go and watch it on YouTube. Okay. So. Ben Best is being run. That's what we expected to see here with the Reinhardt being played. Both teams are playing Reaper Doomfist. I think Blase is a better Doomfist than Nico. But I think that the tank line is better for the Paris Eternal. Oh, but they're running the Sigma. What the fuck has happened to the overlay? Oh my god, come on. Are we really not going to be able to see the ult charge rates this entire match? Oh, no, no, no. Well, that makes it much harder. Oh, there we go. It's fixed. Genuinely saved. That's pretty nice, but the coalescence is keeping them alive. But they can't keep them alive forever. They still commit the sound barrier? Okay, they actually kill Blase. That's going to force out the sound barrier. But yeah, that's not a win for Paris. This is interesting. The Paris Eternal have got some work to do. I wonder if they should just play the Torb. Nico is not the greatest Doom in the world. Oh, they caught Blase. That's pretty huge. The Gravitic Flux is enormous compared to the Self-Destruct. Gives you an extra ult just to win a fight with. But you only get like 1 per round. Maybe 2 on control. Not having Sparkle in Doom viable meta? Yeah. I mean, nothing you can do about that though, right? Like, it's still 17, so. Okay, coalescence from both teams. No! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ben Best turned his back on Muma, and Muma just gets off a free Shatter. Shatter and a 5k Death Blossom. Muma has kind of dominated Ben Best so far in this match. Normally, I would say that Ben Best is the better Rhine, but that's the second Earth Shatter that Muma's just taken his lunch money. Well, this is, that's going to be a win. Oh, maybe not. Muma feed. Blase's killed 2, but soon with the Death Blossom. Okay. Houston are going to have to push in here, and Paris have got the Gravitic Flux, so that's going to take them up to like 50, 60%. And then you're going to have a fairly even fight, where both support ults are up for both teams, I think. Maybe not for Houston, actually, if Houston end up getting wiped out really quickly with this gravitic flux. So, a lot comes down to how much efficiency Hanbin can get with this. Okay, goes up. Is he going to be able to kill Muma? No. Why didn't they sync it up with Nico's... Why didn't they sync it up with Nico's ult? I don't know, but anyway. They used sound barrier. That's huge. God, that was not clean from Paris. I think they had an opportunity there to just kind of dominate if they used the flux early and then combo it with the space jam. Yo, go and Rome. Thank you very much for the 5 gifteds. Thank you. Thank you very much. 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it. Am I behind? Yeah, I might be behind a little bit. You can just pause, though, and sync it up with me, you know? That's how YouTube works. Paris definitely had their opportunities. This meta feels very ult-centric. It's like, down to the ults and the Doomfist. Okay, is there any sense that Paris take this? No, there is no way. Okay, well, Outlaws just played that a lot better. But basically the entire time, Outlaws played that better. Should Paris adapt already? Should Paris move over to the top and try and shut down Blase a bit more? Try and put more pressure on Muma? I would say yeah. If I'm the Paris strategists, I would identify Muma as a weak point on this team, to be honest. And just try and put as much shield pressure on him as possible. Try and make it so that Blase has to clutch in order for you to win the series. I would have expected Paris to be running the Torb. But hey ho. Blase Dante is a sick DPS line for this meta, though. You can play the Doom Reaper. You can play Reaper Sombra and put Blase on the Reaper. You can play the Doomfist Sombra if you want to. Muma takes a lot of damage moving forward there, but Nico dies. Nico's just not that comfortable on Doom. I don't think Paris win this game if they keep Nico on Doomfist. I really think it's that simple. I think they just lose the mirror. Why are Paris running Ryan Sigma? I think it's because there isn't much high ground on these maps. And the way that Kinetic Grasp works is also fairly effective to be able to play into the Reaper. You can kind of walk in front of your Reinhardt to be able to take a bit of pressure off him and utilize your own shield. So the Reinhardts are similarly supported either way. And the flux is enormous. So on maps like this where you don't have high ground, I don't really mind the Sigma. I think it's... I don't really know which is better. I think it's pretty comparable either way. Muma ends up dying at the beginning of this fight. And it's just a matter of time before Outlaws win. Oh my god, Blase got 2 with his ultimate. I still don't think that's going to make a difference. But it does keep more time ticking up, I suppose. Like, quite a lot more time ticking up. And they've even killed Nico. Alright, anyway. So Paris eventually managed to flip that. And Blase's 2k, okay, that bought them like another, what, 10, 15%? Something like that. And Dante is now swapping over to the Sombra. Okay, so even more pressure on Nico now. Alright, Floxy Dogs. The Flux doesn't catch anybody as far as I can tell. Forces out the sound barrier. Better sound barrier coming out from Paris Eternal. And attempted an Earth Shatter, but I don't think it caught anything. Muma continues to not have a great game. Well, I mean, I say that. What I mean is, Muma's Earth Shatters so far have actually been better than Bedbest, but Muma's positioning has been caught too far forwards a bunch of times. I don't think the Doomfist Sombra is the best composition here. But when you hit Earth Shadows like that, doesn't really matter, does it? Paris really needed to play more aggressive. You have to play high tempo against the Sombra, and they just let the Outlaws in. Yeah, they were running Sigma before they switched to Sombre, yeah. The Paris haven't changed their composition at all. Hard to tell that Matt's an analyst, to be fair, though. He's just a slower play-by-play. Ben Best taking quite a lot of damage, but again, Blase gets a kill on Nico, knocks him into the pit. Blase gets another kill. The difference in impact here between Blase and Nico is worlds apart. Worlds apart. Pirates need to swap off the Doom. I don't think they can win this series if they stay on the Doomfist. This is one of those situations where, alright, even if you believe Reaper Doom is the meta, is the best comp, you ain't as good as it. You ain't as good at those heroes as Houston is, so get the fuck off them. A shadow comes out from Ben Best, but a counter shadow from Muma. Technically clutchable for Paris, but unlikely. Muma dies, but I have faith in Blase, to be honest. Oh, sound barrier. Sound barrier available for Jexa as well. Oh, Nico kills Blase. Okay, nice. This is a win for Paris. I'm not really sure why Jexa didn't invest sound barrier. Maybe he was in a bad position to be able to catch everybody. Or maybe the Outlaws just called, fuck it, we only need to win one more fight and we've got sound barrier, EMP. So, yeah. If Outlaws beef this, they don't deserve to win. EMP got Soon on FD God, hacks on Ben Best and Hanbin as well. Yeah, okay. Outlaws, easy win. Okay. Decent patience from the Outlaws. They recognize that they had an enormous ult advantage. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, he was shattered at 99 and got killed before he could use? Oh, fair enough. I didn't catch that. Stratus or Tripsa? Who's a better Doomfist? Alright. I think it is impossible to say that Chips is better until we actually see him play in our level competitive matches. Stratus is pretty good at Doom. He's not amazing, but he's pretty good at Doom. I think it'll be fairly even. If I had to guess. But you really have to guess. I would hope Chips is top 5 or why sign him? Bro, they signed Chipsa for 3 reasons. 1, he's a big streamer. 2, nobody else on the Philadelphia Fusion can play Doomfist at a decent level, and he can at least play at a decent level. 3, he's Christopher's brother. And so they thought that was really cool. None of those reasons that I just listed are he's a top 5 Doomfist. So, he's a big streamer. Aren't you bigger? Yeah, but I don't fit the other 2. I'm not related to Chris. Thank the fucking Lord. And also, I can't play Doomfist at all. Or any hero at all. Actually, I think Chipsa is better than me, bigger than me. I think Chipsa gets higher concurrence than me. Alright, I just demolished this Neapolitan pizza. Spanked it, destroyed it. Carpe was solid on Doom, though. I think Carpe was okay on Doom. I don't think he was great. And if you put Carpe on the Doomfist, then you're kind of forced to run Carpe and Hisu, and Hisu isn't available until today, actually. Do you think that playing at home can help the rookies who are struggling like Beast? Maybe, but I haven't noticed that much difference. It certainly could, in theory, but I haven't noticed it. Dr. Spooky Esquire, thanks for the tier 1. Thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate you. Thank you. Hisu plays today? No, Hisu can play today. I don't know whether he is, but I believe this is his first match where he can play. He was available on the 25th. Yeah, I know, but they haven't played since the 25th. Right? Like, I don't think they've played since the 25th, so I think this is the first match where the Fusion could have fielded Hisu. That's why I'm saying this is his first day where he can actually play. What does Hisu play well? Well, here's the thing. We haven't really seen a lot of the players that came out of Tier 2 this year. We haven't seen play a huge range of heroes because some variety of GOATs was dominating the scene as they rose. But Hisu, from the bits and pieces that I can tell when he played a range of different stuff apart from the Zarya, is that his hit scan abilities are actually pretty fucking good. So I wouldn't expect him to be started over Carpe, but I would expect him to be started alongside Carpe if there's like double hit scans, like, I don't know, like Torb Reaper or something like that. Or, I mean, Torb's a bit of a weird one, but like, I don't know, McCree Soldier or, I don't know, Tracer Soldier, something like that. Now, having said that, yeah, I mean, you think back to their Paris versus Philadelphia Fusion game where Ivy was forced to play the Soldier, right? Carpe was on the Tracer, Ivy was on the Soldier. Ivy looked really uncomfortable on the Soldier. He didn't get as much Zexy did done at all. He was a little bit out of his depth. So that's the kind of situation where you would see Hisu get playtime. On the Soldier, alongside Carpe on the Tracer, that kind of stuff. There's probably a few heroes where they're going to field Hisu instead of Carpe, but honestly, I don't know what they would be. Because I don't think that we've seen enough of Hisu playing meta heroes that overlap with Carpe to be able to tell. Like, maybe the... I was going to say the Zarya there, like, if we ever go back to GOATs, if they ever revert 2-2-2. I would say it's likely that Boombox is perma-benched unless there's a double flex support meta, yes. Unless Alarm is also ill or something. Or benched for whatever other reason. You think Hisu will probably play Reaper? Maybe. I mean, that's the kind of hero that, yeah, it's possible that Carpe might not get played on Reaper. Okay, Torbjorn coming out of Blase. Blase sucked at the McCree, but he's probably not going to suck at the Torbjorn. At least not enormously. Because you can get value out of Torb just by existing, as Mirror showed yesterday in their win over the Dallas Fuel. Blase's turret is down. Hanbin's still running the Sigma, which I don't mind again on this map, because not much high ground. They've managed to work their way around effectively. Raucous with Coalescence, immediately going to pop it. Gray's got his Coalescence, should immediately pop it as well. Keep Ben Best alive. They got position over the point. All right. People knocked to the floor, including Ben Best. He ends up dying. Nice punch from Nico, though. The reset. Can they kill the Torb? Yes, Nico. Come on, son. This is what he needs to be doing. This is good. Okay, dodge that. Dodge that, Nico! What in the fucking Lord's name was that? Come on, just when I'm singing his praises. Oh. That death is actually huge. If Nico hadn't died there, they win this fight. Oh, they're still going to win this fight anyway. Nico coming in really fast off the spawn. Dante didn't kill enough people with his Death Blossom, but I thought for a moment that they'd thrown that. I haven't seen Who Are You play in ages. Who Are You wasn't that great on May, but if we get to see him play a different range of flex DPS picks, then probably Who Are You will look a lot better than he has done so far. Thoughts on Zarya in this comp? I think Zarya is bad in this composition. I mean, maybe not with the Doomfist and the Sombra, but I think Zarya is generally speaking worse because your Reinhardt doesn't have the support he needs to be able to keep his shield up. Can Ben Best just bully Muma while he's hard shielding? Yeah, Muma just scared of the shadow there, so he gets bullied into a corner. I don't know really whether there was much more that he could have done. Good aggression, though, from Paris. You have to turn up the tempo. Like, I don't really understand why... Oh, my goodness. The flux. Okay, why did Dante go Sombra? That's my question here. Why does Houston think that they can play Doomfist Sombra when no other team in the league has tried? Because the counter is literally just Lucio, speed boost, go brrrr. Like, all you have to do is play high tempo and the Sombra is completely negated. Dallas tried? Did they? I don't think Decay played much Sombra in that match. Chinese teams also did not play the Doomfist Sombra that much. They played Reaper Sombra, which at least has the ability to disengage and fight with the Reaper. But the Doomfist is just waiting for picks. And the Sombra is waiting for hacks. And so it's actually a very low tempo kind of comp. Tracer. Yeah. Sombra Tracer Dive, though, is, in my opinion, not a thing. But for whatever reason, playing into Chengdu makes it a thing. Because Chengdu just force it so hard that you're obliged to play into them. But generally speaking, I would not see any other teams playing Sombra Tracer. As I say that, Houston Outlaws were literally hovering over Sombra Tracer. Please don't do this, Houston. You've got such a great chance at winning this series. Yeah, this will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay, Outlaws are running the Reaper Sombra. Blase, is he going to go back? Okay. What's Dante going over to? Is he going Sombra? I don't think it's that bad on attack, because you can choose tempo. On defense, it's terrible, because the enemy team just speed boosts into you and you lose. But on attack, you can pick and choose your timings to engage. So I wouldn't mind if Dante swapped to the Sombra here, but it looks like he's staying on the Reaper. I'm not really sure what the boop was doing from FD God. I wonder whether he was trying to boot people into the punch from Nico. But I don't really know why you would need... Like, maybe Nico's taking a safer angle with the punch, and he wants people to boop in. Because if FD God gets caught there, he's fucking screwed. He's actually thrown his team's chances. Oh, look at the teleport. Look at the teleport up on the high ground from Dante. Nice boot from FD God. Takes him off the high ground where he can't do as much damage. And the Paris Eternal... Turn up the tempo, run into them when they know the Reaper's behind. Good decision making from Paris. If the Reaper teleports behind, you push forwards. What is this? Rascal was laughing out loud. His big dick comment was hilarious. This was the proudest moment of his life. Just as he finished laughing, his heart sank as he heard Super's high-pitched voice say, "Viewers can read the match chat, you fucking greasy slop." Jesus Christ. Alright, that's... I don't think Super speaks like that to his friends, actually. That's slanderous allegations of toxicity. Alright, again, aggressive play by Paris. I like to see it. That's exactly as Dante teleports in the back line. Oh my god, it's a four-man shatter. Four-man shatter coming out from Muma. Why does Muma always fucking pin people to the other side of the map where he's gonna die? Why does Muma do this? Muma's now gonna get backspawn. Oh, they're throwing. Oh, the Houston Outlaws are fucking throwers. Oh my god. If there's any Houston Outlaws fans in the chat, stop. Sell your stocks. Go to another team. You don't deserve to be abused like this. You're getting gaslighted by this fucking squad. What was that throw? That's egregious. That's one of the most disgustingly awful throws I've ever seen. That's a classic Muma pin into the backline where he throws his life away. Best case scenario, he gets backspawn and they can't continue the momentum towards point B. Worst case scenario is what happened just there where the rest of the team tried to fucking chase down everybody else and they actually feed and give Paris Eternal back control. Awful. Actually awful. I'm boomed. Another good Muma shatter. How are they going to throw this one away, chat? Well, it looks like an obvious Houston Outlaws win. How are they going to throw? God, that was annoying. Where are you going, Muma? Holy moly. He's staggered Hanbin, but he's just delayed his own push into the point. And Hanbin's going to be back in time. And he also gave Hanbin ults, didn't he? Well, I don't know. I'm just fucking boomed at this point. I don't even care that the Outlaws are winning. They're pissing me off. This is fairly good execution, actually, of the point B push. They pushed that in pretty well. Oh, my God. Aye, aye, aye. Okay. Against all odds, Houston Outlaws actually managed to complete fairly well on point B. Stonk's going up. So let's reset my mental. My mental is going to get reset here. Muma's Earth Shatters have been good this series. It just annoys me the way that he plays. There's so many things that Muma could improve on, and he'd be a better player. And he's already, like... He's already got some things that he's really good at. But he makes so many obvious mistakes that I feel like a good coach should be able to iron out of him. And he would improve a lot. Ugh. God, I would be mauled if I was their coach. Alright, here we go. The Paris Eternal running the Reaper and the Doomfist on defense again. Can they hold for 2 minutes? Last time they did. So, yeah, I'm fairly confident that they can hold for 2 minutes here. The last time what won it for them was 2 back-to-back Muma Shatters. They should have won just based off the first one, but they required a second one. Muma Shatters have been good this series. He's actually made Ben Best look like he's playing without a shield. Ben Best, I don't think, has blocked a single shatter from Muma. So Muma's totally in his head when it comes to the ult game. All right, Dante's playing Tracer. I quite like this when it comes to the... when it comes to you only having 2 minutes on the clock because you can pressure the back cap. But why not play Sombra in this scenario? Because then at least you can hack. Play the Sombra as well as the Reaper. Then you can hack and build up an EMP perhaps as well. Whereas on the Tracer, I feel like you're just going to get negated by the D.Va. Yeah, he just dies. I mean, I didn't even mean die to the D.Va. I just meant get negated. You're just going to get defense matrixed. Okay, a minute left. If Dante was on Sombra here, he would have made some process towards EMP, but on Tracer, the Pulse Bomb is likely to do nothing. I mean, the Pulse Bomb could do something. He might get a clutch stick onto FD God or something, but... unlikely. Yeah, Muma's Shatter. I think Matt's got exactly the right idea here. It's all down to Muma. Because even though there's other people on the Houston Outlaws that could clutch, Muma's Shatters have delivered it every single time so far. So, okay, Ben Best goes for the Shatter. Aggressive. Counter Shatter. Catches soon. But doesn't really find too much. Oh, the stick. The stick is good on Ben Best, but they've already lost too many players. Oh, unfortunately for Muma, exactly when his team needed it, he just wasn't able to. It was like the only time that he beefs the Shatter in this match so far. Drawable. Definitely drawable. In fact, even winnable, technically, because Outlaws have faster spawns, and Dante's dragged them back to the point. So, technically winnable. But... difficult. Very difficult for the Outlaws. Yeah, Death Blossom didn't catch anything as well. Soon has died, though. Coalescence. Oh! Yeah, no, this is done. This is done. This is Paris' one. Okay. Drawable for the Houston Outlaws. Certainly could have been winnable. I would have preferred if Dante played the Sombra, but I don't think it would have made that much difference. If Dante hadn't got off the point when trying to backcap, they could have got at least a tick. Yeah, they could as well, yes. And if they're playing the Sombra there, Dante does just stay on the point and get a tick. Because there's no incentive for him to really do anything more than just spam from a distance to build up his EMP. So Dante tried to get invested, tried to go for the full capture. which I can't blame Dante for. But why am I rooting for the Outlaws? I'm not rooting for the Outlaws per se. I just don't want them to be fucking garbage. Like, Outlaws are this weird edge case team where some weeks, if they're able to play comps that they're comfortable and familiar with, they look like a good team. And some weeks, they look fucking atrocious. Like, actually the worst team in the league, easily. No, sometimes they do look worse than Boston. They're a very weird team. And they've always been like that. Even with changing all of their players this year, they're still like that. So, I want them not to make me mauled with terrible decision making. I want them to play good Overwatch. So I don't mind if Houston win or lose. I just want them to play good Overwatch. Do Houston do 100% rebuild next year and keep the good players? If you keep the good players, that's not 100% rebuild, is it? If by that you mean kick Muma, because Muma is literally... Oh, and Raucus, I suppose. Because they're the only players that exist from their previous roster, then... I mean, I thought they should have done that this year anyway. It's impossible to tell what the Outlaws are going to do, because their organization has been an absolute mess so far this... throughout the Overwatch League. Yeah, this is a GG. The Outlaws just let them in for free. They didn't fight them in the choke point properly. Imagine placing money on Outlaws winning Owl. If they did, you'd be minted. True. If they did win, you'd be very rich. That probably happens in 1 in 100,000 universes. So in 99,999 universes, you lose money. You're throwing your money away. You might as well set it on fire. Hasn't Lynx always also been on the Outlaws since season 1? Yes, I meant the people that were actually playing, like, on the stage at this point in time. Not on the stage, on the figurative stage. It's only Moomer and Raucus that were in that match. This map at the moment, this match, that have previously been on the team in the previous years. We are that universe. That's very generous, 1 in 100,000. I don't know if... Yeah, that is very generous, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably astronomical, honestly, the odds of the Houston Outlaws winning the season. Penguin Gamer 2. Thank you for the 19 months. Matched into an emergency medicine residency, finishing up med school. So now's the time to get into casting, right? Jesus, Penguin Gamer 2. Enjoy that. Holy moly. An emergency medicine residency right now. That's, I actually haven't even thought about that. Are they still training? Like, for people who are doing stuff like me, when you go into medical school, for me in the UK, your 3rd, 4th, and 5th year are all based in a hospital. Are they still doing that? Oh, starting in June, med school rotations are on hold. Ah, right, okay. So they're starting in like June, July, that kind of stuff. Only 3rd and 4th year in the US? Right. All our clinic sites kicked us out. Fair enough. Yes, I had heard, Flugy, that they were rushing final year programming in order to get more doctors in. But if you're a 3rd year medical student, you are a fucking danger to your patients. You are not helpful. So unless you're in your final year of study, I believe that would be unethical to rush people through their residency. You know, you'd almost be doing more harm than good. Moomer felt the pressure of 40k eyes staring at him as he neared his shatter. He mustered up all the courage he had built through his life and ran into Paris Eternal. He mashed his Q button harder than ever before, and he felt his eyes tear up as he saw a 3-man shatter. Moomer knew this was his moment, but he felt a sudden, strong urge. He could not resist it for one more moment. He yelled as he slammed his shift key with the force of 1,000 doomed souls and yelled, "Leroy Jenkins!" Yeah, I don't know why he did that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know why he did that. It didn't throw the game for them because they still managed to full complete like a minute later and they lost in the time bank. And Muma's shatters have been good. But my God, when Muma goes on big pins like that, it bothers me. It fucking bothers me. What is this? What is this? That's a Muma. What is this? Like championship throwing? Dude, Muma didn't throw, okay? Just because he made one extremely questionable play, and arguably two if you call Hanbin's pin into fucking Narnia a questionable play as well. But Muma should almost be praised for his shatters in this map, I feel. It's weird. Like, you have to take the good with the bad, right? Like, you can't only focus on the bad. His shatters were almost what set them up to be in a winnable position for this map anyway. I think on Paris, Muma did more good than he did bad. But it was kind of close. I can focus on the bad. I'm Twitch chat. He's playing against Ben Best. Yeah. Honestly, though, Ben Best was playing very well on the Reinhardt in the beginning couple of weeks. All right, let's have a listen to what Custer and Reinforce think. Everyone shatters Ben Best. Yeah, true. But Ben Best has played the neutral engagements pretty well this year so far. So, all right, let's see what the analysts have to say. Oh, yeah, Paris won on Paris. Paris historically have actually been very good on Paris. Paris Eternal last year had their best map win rate on Paris. AAC Panda, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime. A map for every Overwatch League team. What would the Houston Overwatch map look like? Daniel911, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime as well. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subs, everybody. Why was there always music playing while you were casting last night while you were talking? I don't really know, Blogster HC. I'm not involved in the production. Hot take, Control is worse than 2 CP. I sometimes agree with you. But Paris, I think, is not a good map. Route 66? Is that in Houston? Bro, Route 66 is a very long road. It fucking ends in Santa Monica in LA. How am I supposed to know that that's Houston? Does Route 66 actually not even go to Texas? God damn. Who are these fake Americans in the chat? It's all the same in Kona land to me. Yeah, oh my God. You guys are even dumber than I am. What would I change about Paris? The initial choke? I'm going to be real with you. I would totally rework Paris. Because let me draw the map design of Paris for you guys. All right? Let me draw the map design of Paris. Like, let me just draw the map design in paint right now for you of Paris, of Paris. And I don't mean the Paris Eternal, I mean Paris. All right? Choke point. Big square. And then choke point. And, okay, wait, I've fucked this up because I've made it too big. All right, wait there. Choke point. Big square. Choke point. There's some bullshit in the middle that no one ever plays in. Choke point. Big square. With some bigger squares to the side. That is the map design of Paris. And to be fair, I'll put a little blob in the middle there. And I'll put the point at the back over there. That is 2 big open plazas with tiny choke points. That is not conducive to good dynamic gameplay. I would rework a lot of different things about Paris. Paris is Anubis flipped. No, Anubis has way more high ground. Anubis has high ground that you can't just get up to really easily. And it also has the pillars and the catacombs area, and it has like a couple of different ways that you can attack. Paris is just the most simple square map design I've ever seen in any game ever. And it's beautiful aesthetically, but it doesn't contribute to good gameplay. Like, can you imagine any other map that's just a big open square with no high ground? You either play with, map design on a 2D level that wiggles around, or you play with map design that's big blocks, big open areas, but it plays with verticality. No other map doesn't play with verticality or horizontal wiggles, tunnels, shit like that. Hanamura A? What? No, Hanamura A has the back route behind the area. It has the high ground that you can go on and like a balcony up at the top right. There is no other map like Paris in the entire map pool. Junkertown. Yeah, I mean, Junkertown is just a big flat area with houses on it. But, I mean, again, that's why I think Junkertown's a really bad map as well. At least Point A is a really bad design. I've already seen this this Sideshow stole Bren's lunch money thing. I've already looked at it. By the way, Randall the Snitch is not the bully from Recess. He's not a bully. He's a sniveling little wretch that doesn't have enough self-confidence, so he has to he tries to tear down everyone around him by appealing to authority. He's not a bully. He's a snitch. I still do the announcing Big Mike 2332, but for the last couple of weeks I've been doing the Chinese games, so if you don't wake up for the Chinese games, you wouldn't realize. What is this Shoe Overwatch tweet? Yeah, I gave that one a like. GG's Chengdu, I'm hate Sombra hack, Siba, fuck you, please dead. I don't know what that means, but I can tell the emotion, Why no Chipsa? Probably because the fucking fusion I'm playing, Brock. Jesus. Yep, Brock. Did you see how G2 lost to Mad in LEC Spring Playoffs? I did not. I don't follow the LEC. I occasionally tune in because, or at least I used to occasionally tune in before the COVID stuff took it all remotely, because I think that LEC has the best production out of anything in esports. So I sometimes tune in to try and see like what they're doing really well and suggest things to the people at the Overwatch League and try and see how we could, learn from our competitors. But I don't really know enough about League of Legends to enjoy watching League, so I don't watch full matches, and I don't really understand what's going on. Sergio going to LEC confirmed. I would be by far and away the least qualified caster or analyst to ever join a production ever in the history of esports. if I joined the LEC. I'm not watching, so why that title? Because later on in the day, the Philadelphia Fusion are playing. They're just not playing right now. No Spark jersey today? Yeah, I took the Spark jersey off the mannequin. The mannequin is just naked at the moment. It's very lewd. I mean, that's probably Twitch TOS as well. But no Spark jersey today. I don't know where it went. I think I put it back in the cupboard. Oh, this was pretty good. I enjoyed this. The Nori production video. Yep, no doubt about it. I think he means on your head. Oh, I changed my headset. I'm back to my old headset and mic. The mic is better quality than the headsets that they use, at least for a home scenario like this. If you're casting in a crazy arena, then you need those headsets because they have very a microphone really close to you that's single direction so that it only picks up your voice rather than the entire crowd around you. But yeah, for a home environment, this is much more comfortable. So I swapped over to this. How could you go about getting more spotlight on not only head coaches, but all coaches in OWL? I think the only way you get more understanding... Oh, Hugo is so cute. Dude, look at how cute Hugo is. Hugo's the most goodest boy. He's so hyper as well. He's so hyper. What was I going to say? The only way I think in the Overwatch League to put a better spotlight on coaches is to do more interviews with coaches and more interviews with players asking about coaches. You have to hear directly from them. You can't tell what their impact is by watching the games, especially in hero pools. You have to hear it from the team, from the players, from the coaches themselves. So that's a bit on the coaches themselves to speak to either the press or speak to, I don't know, streamers or whatever. Oh, by the way, actually, something cool for you guys. Neptuno got in touch with me and said, hey, do you want to do a review where me and you hop on a Discord call and we joint VOD review our game against the Chengdu Hunters? And I was like, fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a great idea for some content. So that's what we're going to be doing probably tomorrow, is we'll go through the Chengdu versus Hangzhou game. And, because I don't think they play again on this meta. And they're not going to be playing Chengdu again. And Chengdu plays really weird stuff. So Neptuno's not going to be giving away any strats, but he can give us some really in-depth knowledge of like what was going through their team's head, why they actually decided to make the decisions that they made in terms of trying to counter them or trying to mirror them or whatever. So I think that'll be really cool. You got a time? Man needs to set an alarm. I think it will be at about 10 a.m. PST tomorrow. 10 a.m. Pacific is when I think we're going to start, because that's still really late night. That's like 2 a.m. for Neptuno. So he said he would stay up late in order to do it. We're in daylight time? I can't fucking remember. Anyway, it'll be at about 10 a.m. Pacific. Whatever 10 a.m. is in Los Angeles. And yeah, I'll put it on YouTube as well. Ask him how to get the Masters. I think Neptuno would just tell me to get good. Check Fusion's tweet. You'll have to spam it. Okay, anyway, let's pay attention to this map. Paris pushing. The Houston Outlaws are running Torb Sombra. Were they running Torb Sombra the whole time? Bro, I do not understand the Torb Sombra pick. I guess it counts as Nico. But if Nico swaps over to the Torbjorn, or even if he doesn't, they should just be able to play high tempo and crush. What is this Fusion tweet? Today's his big day. Oh, shit. Chips us in. Alejo comes. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. All right. EMP is used? A 0-man EMP from Dante? He's got to be swapping off. He must be swapping off. Dante's about to swap to the Reaper. Even if he wasn't planning to, he's going to swap the Reaper out of shame. Dante, you're going to swap to the Reaper, aren't you? Dante, you're swapping to the Reaper, aren't you? You guys aren't going to continue to play the Sombra Torb after that, are you? Are you, you naughty little feeders? God damn it. God damn it. Flux. Coalescence. Shatter. Blase and Dante can't do anything. What the fuck are Houston doing? Okay, now they're playing the Sombra Reaper. So again, this is actually what we never got to see last night, which is when you play Sombra Reaper into Reaper Doomfist or Reaper Torbjorn, can the team that's not playing the Sombra turn up the tempo enough to get value? So Houston need to play slow here and play around hacks. So Dante needs to be able to get hacks. Nice. Good shatter onto Soon. That's good. This is going to buy time for Dante to get his EMP, but Muma didn't disengage. They've got Meko to be able to play the point. Okay, EMP gets used. Sound barrier comes out afterwards. I think Paris lose this, though. Their positioning just isn't good enough, and they lost soon, so they didn't have any damage. Okay. The Outlaws, they use a lot of ultimates. But if they get a good hack off, as Paris Eternal are approaching now, they can engage hard with the Reaper. So I like that they're retaking the high ground. Oh my god, is Soon going to try and backcap? Soon's backcapping. Soon's backcapping. Holy fuck. Why would Soon go for that, is my question. Because any competent team is going to block you and kill you. Like, it's one thing when you're playing the Tracer and you can just blink away. But it's another thing entirely when you're playing the Reaper. And so Paris are now coming in. Soon's been hacked again. I don't know where Soon is actually positioned, but surely they're going to jump on him and try and kill him. Okay, they didn't. I don't know where Soon even was. I think Dante might have even been spawn camping Soon. Dante coming back into this one. Chat is no longer hidden. Pog. Yeah, Paris turning up the tempo. I think it's a mistake from Dante to try and spawn camp Soon. Is it? I don't know, because I feel like the Houston definitely could have won that. If one team only has a Doomfist and the other team only has a Reaper, I don't know. But because the Houston Outlaws really need hacks to be able to win, I would have preferred it if Dante had stayed with his team and hacked one of the tanks and tried to engage on that. What was that behind the curtain? What do you mean behind the curtain? Oh, you mean the replay viewer thing? It's how the observers pull up replays. Okay, now Dante has EMP. Muma delaying. Oh, perfect, actually. He curves it around so that Hanbin stays alive for longer. And now Nico is going over to the Sombra. It's quite hard here to play the Doomfist. I think Nico could play the Torb here, for sure. But instead they're going to mirror them. This almost guarantees that they're going to lose the next couple of fights. No, it doesn't actually. Not the next couple. In fact, they've still got win conditions in this fight because the Houston Outlaws support ults are so far away. Hack onto Raucous. That doesn't really do anything. Hack onto Grey is important, though. And Ben Best goes down. FD God uses his sound barrier. I think FD God used the sound barrier to try and force out EMP from Dante. I think he was hoping that if FD God uses sound barrier, Dante will automatically use the EMP and they'll be able to push in next time without EMP up. But FD God basically just wasted his sound barrier there because Dante held his EMP. Yeah, Nico's going to get one EMP this map. Oh. Dante didn't realize that Soon was behind him. The bomb into the back lines, that's pretty big, actually. All right, didn't manage to find anyone. The cart also acted as a block. Nice shatter coming out from Ben Best. Sets up the kill onto Muma. They're just holding this EMP, though, from Dante. Okay, now it comes out. But they didn't catch Grey. Paris are going to invest into this. Keep their players alive. No, they're not going to keep their players alive. I don't know. I don't know about that coalescence, honestly, from Grey. I don't think it was winnable. Maybe it was. Maybe it was winnable. Considering that Nico was getting close to his EMP. If they had been able to play slow and keep their tanks alive, maybe they could have won that in the repush. Anyway, okay. This is it for Paris Eternal. 10 seconds left and they have an EMP to work with. FD God might be able to get his sound barrier up as well. Alright, what's Nico going to be up to? They've got to wait until they get onto the low ground. Oh, he got hacked! Did he? No, he didn't get hacked? I thought he got hacked there. Someone else must have got hacked. I got confused by the sound line. Alright, EMP comes out. It only catches Muma and Meko, but that might be good enough. Death Blossom from Blase. This is close. This is close. Meko's got his self-destruct to be able to remech here. He's going to be able to buy time. EMP. Shatter coming out the spawn from Muma as well. Pretty winnable for both teams. Shatter goes down. FD God on the floor. Ben Best is weak. This is going to be a win for the Outlaws. Very close. Very close. Your comment about Lastro cracked me up so hard, I woke up the whole house. Yeah, as soon as I saw them teabagging the Diva, I knew I had to throw in the callback. Would Owl ever get ex-Owl coaches to work on broadcast? Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't. Who is Fusion going to play against? Fuck, I've forgotten. Is it Washington? Yeah, it's Washington. Do I think Reaper and Doom is better than Reaper and Torb? No. I think Reaper Doom, generally speaking, loses to Reaper Torb. I think it's pretty close, though. It's not a hard counter comp. You still have to play well. What are the odds that Chipsa plays? Pretty high, I think. Why is Anna not being played? Because Anna is much more susceptible to the Doomfist. If people play Doomfist, or I mean, is also more susceptible to the to just being dived in general, being snacked upon. The Moira, just the fade makes her very powerful. Yeah, I think Chipsa is very likely to play in this match. They've tweeted about it. They've hinted at it. Doomfist is being played a lot. Why not? Why the fuck not? They might lose because he plays. But I don't think they care at this point, you know? It's worth the meme. If you're the Fusion and you're pretty confident you're going to make playoffs anyway, yeah, play Chipsa. At least for one map. Someone asked me about Grey and how I feel he's been playing compared to Hip. I think Grey's been playing pretty well. I haven't really noticed too many mistakes or anything coming out from Gray. His alt generation has been pretty fast. Coalescences have, generally speaking, been pretty good. Pretty similar to Hip. I think it's a side grade, not a downgrade. Yeah, the Coalescence makes a huge difference in these fights. And that is one of the reasons that I think the Sombra is viable. I talked about this a little bit last night when I was casting the Chinese games. I think a lot of the North American teams will be of the impression that the Sombra Reaper is just not as good a composition because you have to play slowly. But you don't just have to play slowly. You can play aggressive when you have an ult advantage. And the ultimates are really powerful in this meta at the moment. So anytime you have a Coalescence and the enemy team doesn't, you can play aggressive and you can win, even if you have Sombra Reaper and the enemy team has Torb Reaper, for example. Even you can outpower the other team's better composition with ultimates. So you have more win conditions than just your hack because the ults provide them. But overall, I think you have to play a bit smarter when you play with the Sombra. EMP is obviously a huge win condition. Hacks are a big win condition as well. But you have to be careful that your main tanks don't just get run over. If I was to support one team, what would it be? I used to love watching Philly in the past. I wouldn't say I love watching them at the moment, but they're pretty fun. I used to love watching the Shock last year. What the fuck what is that replay? I think something funky's going on with the replays. I think they're running at like weird times or something. You know, like technologically. I think there might be something with the tech that's running weird because the replays are running at weird times, and I know the observers aren't. They're not stupid. They've done this for years. Replays are automated? No. But because everyone's working from home, when you push a button, there's a delay between when you push a button and when it happens. That's just a reality of working online, right? And the way that the online broadcast is set up is very complicated. It's not like running a broadcast from your apartment with OBS. So sometimes there's a 10-second delay between you pushing a button and something happening on the screen. So being able to time things correctly becomes quite difficult. I'm not saying that that's exactly how it works with the replays, but there might be something like that going on. Well, Paris kind of dominated that map. Huge on the defense. I don't think that Houston have found much success playing the Sombra. But they were winning the Reaper Doomfist mirror. So I would urge the Outlaws to go back to the Reaper Doomfist mirror. (3-2) incoming. Could happen. It's so sad being a Houston fan. Yep. I can totally imagine that it is. I think it's more frustrating being a Houston fan than any other team in the league. Because they're not the worst team, but they give you hope, and then they take it away. And no other team in the league does that as often and as cruelly as the Houston Outlaws. Dallas, they don't give you hope that much. They don't give you that much hope. You get a tiny glimmer of it. But the Outlaws, sometimes they give you a lot of hope. And then they fucking pull the rug out from underneath you again. Seoul was the worst team to be a fan of? That's interesting, because that's different, right? Like, Seoul had high expectations, and then they underperformed. And then they had glimmers of looking like a top team once it came to the playoffs again and people were playing Fire Doomfist, and then they failed again. I don't know. I think the Seoul haven't been that bad. Seoul, yeah, it's only hard to be a fan of Seoul if you're expecting them to be the best team in the world. Being a Dallas fan is rough right now. Being a Toronto fan is hurtful. Yeah, I mean, thankfully Toronto didn't have any fans last year, so the numbers have got to be a little bit smaller than some of the other teams. Yeah, Dallas is a rough team because you feel like they should be better than they are. I still feel like being a fan of the Houston Outlaws is the most difficult team to be a fan of in the whole league. How are you going to do my team like that? You're telling me that you were a Toronto fan last year? You're a fan of the fucking full Korean team that they brought in, and then when they swapped over to Mangachu God's fucking... God, what even was the name of the main tank that they were playing with? All of that shit. You were just like, yep, swap. Sharik, yeah. I forgot about Sharik. Yep, this is fine. Yep, this is fine. Toronto had the least identity of any team in the Overwatch League. At least the Florida Mayhem are bad. Toronto were just non-existent. I picked a team based on proximity, so it ended up being Toronto. Last year was rough. At least you've got... I mean, even last year you had some really cool people on the team, but this year you've got a lot of very popular players on the team. And they're okay. Defiant aren't terrible this year. They're not great, but they're not god-awful. Yeah, Mayhem's identity is that they've been bad. Yes. Did I watch McGravy's Hero Select with Avast? No, I haven't been able to catch any of them. I find it very difficult these days to be able to watch long-form content like that because I make so much of my own. Like, I'm just streaming all the time or recording videos all the time. So, I find it difficult to justify setting an entire hour aside to watch other people's content. Which is unfortunate because when I was coming up in Overwatch, I really prioritized watching everything there was. I would read every single interview in the scene. I would watch every single podcast. I always knew every little piece of information. But now I don't really have the time for it. Watch everything at 2 times speed? Yeah, I actually do watch YouTube videos at, like, normally 1.75. I find 2 is a little too fast sometimes, but yeah, maybe I should. You've changed, Weird Champ? I have. I've prioritized making instead of consuming. Fuel haven't won once in 301 days. Bruh. Ugh. Oh. That is an oof. That is an absolute oof. God, Houston were on a horrific loss streak. Horrific. But the Dallas Fuel might be right there with them. Why do the Texan teams suck so bad? All right, come on, Houston. Let's make a game out of this. So at least they're playing the Reaper Doom Mirror now, which I think is the right thing for them to do. Wait, why are they all running away? Why are they all running away and leaving Blase to die? What the What the fuck are they doing? What the fuck are the Outlaws doing? Why would you leave Blase on the point and retreat with 5 players into the tiniest choke point in the game where you're going to take enormous amounts of damage It's impossible to recontest the point, and you can get flanked from up top. What? I would love to know what the game plan was there, because that just looked dreadful. Were they trying to speed boost up top and rotate that way so that they could drop back down, but Blase got stuck? That's the only thing that makes sense. They must have been trying to rotate up to the high ground and then drop back down to the point, but Blase got stuck and then they just decided to stay in the staircase. Nothing else makes sense. That was disastrously awful from Houston. Even then, they still should have kept rotating even when Blase died. Yeah, like, I can understand not rotating to try and save him for a second, but then... Dude, I don't know. Trying to put yourself in Houston Outlaws' brains is an impossible task. Nice punch from Blase. He ends up falling, though. Hanbin's doing a good job at staying on top of him, punishing once his cooldowns are dead. Hanbin, as well, I want to note, swapping over to D.Va as soon as the map warrants it. All of the previous maps where he played Sigma didn't have very much high ground. If you play Sigma on this map, you're giving up all high ground control. So D.Va, you just have to play here. So I like that Paris recognize that and don't just try and force the comp that they were running on the previous maps. But good work from Houston, restabilizing. And they've got support ults to be able to work with. Both teams have coalescence. Blase's going to go for the pick. Okay, Dante drops. Blase goes for a pick. There was a shatter there and a Death Blossom, but I don't think it really found too much. I wasn't looking at the top of the screen, so I didn't see how many people got shattered there by Muma. Okay, they're committing sound barrier here, Paris. But they're not in a great position to get value out of it. Oh, Blase. Blase should have just escaped. They wanted to kite the sound barrier anyway, so there's no way that Houston were going to fight that. And then Blase goes in for the punch. I mean, best case scenario there, what? He just punches and then has to run away? So you might as well just run away in the first place. You're never going to get a kill. You're punching a main tank before your team's ready to engage. So, a mistake from Outlaws, but again, not too bad. They died on cart, they slowed it down a little bit, and now they've got Jex's ultimate to work with. So, this is still fine for Outlaws. If they win this fight, they'll completely... Okay, Dante's dead. No, that's not going to be a win. Unfortunate. They had an opportunity to win this and reset the momentum, but fucked it up. Meko uses the bomb. They think it's still winnable? It's definitely not still winnable. Thextor, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for the new Twitch Prime subs today, everybody. Free money. Ben Best got the health pack. Awesome Possum. Thank you for the Twitch Prime as well. Thank you very much. Oh, did Jexa die mid-beat? Wait, what the fuck? Jexa tried to invest beat into that fight? I just assumed after Dante died that Jexa would hold the beat. I wasn't even looking for it. What the why would you even try and use beat when your Reaper's dead as the first death in the fight? And then he lost it. Oh, God. How do we see you in the game at the same time? Bengals fan for life. You can use the Gigabrain viewer. Centaur17. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for the new Twitch Prime subs. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Malteser16 as well. Very kind of you all. Thank you very much. Just Houston things? Yeah, really just Houston things. Houston seem to believe that they are a team that can win anything. They seem to believe that they have the individual skill to win any fight. They need to realize that they have some of the least individual skill out of any of the teams in the league, And for that reason, they need to kind of play safe. They're in the bottom half of teams by individual skill. Can we play you every week? The Outlaws kind of play like you, leaving everyone wondering what they're doing, and if it works out, claiming they made some kind of big brain play when in reality they were inting. Well, that certainly applies to me. I think it's kind of unfair to compare the Outlaws to my level of gameplay, but yeah. They have some decent players, don't get me wrong. Like, the Outlaws roster is not anywhere near as bad as it used to be in the past. But they're still... On paper, they are still only just better than Paris. So, trying to clutch fights like that is questionable. Why Raucous over Repel? I don't know, actually. They've changed around their flex support a lot, the Houston Outlaws. Yo, Scam Train! Is everyone ready for the Scam Train? Choo-choo! Relic 7, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime resub. 2 months. Started school in Houston when the league started, so I became a Houston fan. It's been a rough ride. It certainly has. I feel sorry for you, honestly. I feel sorry for you. Do we know why Exy isn't playing? I think Soon probably is a better Reaper. Soon has played a very good Reaper in the past. He's played with these players at times. So I think Exy's going to play when it's like high precision DPS heroes. Bob Danza, thank you for the tier 2 sub. 3 months of tier 2, thank you very much. Rosemary with the Twitch Prime as well. Appreciate it. Thanks to the 200 bits. And Slimothy with the 5 gifteds. Yo! Thank you for the 5 gifted, Slimothy. Yo, the Scam Train working its magic once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's working its magic. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for the generous support. What are the tiers in subs? There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. I think it just gives you different access to emotes. I haven't really figured out what else to do with the tier 2s and tier 3s. All right, let's actually pay attention. What are Houston doing on the attack here? Currently getting melted. Oh, they use both support ultimates and a shatter. I don't think that FD God needed to use that ultimate, but okay. All right. Pog, free money. Pog. Did you pass a Vast? No, I don't think you have yet, right? Not even close? Kind of close, Slimothy. Kind of close. Tier 2 and Tier 3s grant access to your OnlyFans account. I could do that. All right, Houston Outlaws. This is your opportunity. You got a Shatter. Got a Death Blossom. All eyes on Muma. Dante a little far ahead here. Punch comes in. Missed from Nico. FD God weak. Muma with the Earth Shatter doesn't find anybody. The aggression, but Paris very weak. Great timing on that Death Blossom in the back from Dante. Good positional control from from Meko on the high ground as well. Okay, so Houston Outlaws finally crack open point A. Obs Lucio has started spectating. Welcome, Obs Lucio. We completed an objective. Nice, well done. Well done. The Human Horror, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Are Dante and Meko the only good players on Houston? I think Blase is good at the Doomfist. I think Jex is pretty decent. Aggression. Moomer again whiffing a shatter. Moomer was getting a lot of good shatters out early in the series, but he's kind of whiffed a lot of them. The later this series goes on, the worse his shatters have become. Or maybe the more Ben Best is reading them. I mean, he blocked that one. I think he blocked the previous one as well. So, I don't know really whether it's fair to give credit to Ben Best or say that Moomer's playing worse. Hard to tell in the Rhine head-to-head. Any idea why they basically haven't played Repel at all? No, I don't really know. I imagine that they think Raucous is a better Moira, and it's basically Moira only in this meta right now. Moomer's charges are ridiculous. Alright, Jax are getting close to his sound barrier. They're going to move forwards. Are they going to try and play aggressive with this? Speed boost engage with the Coalescence maybe? Ooh, Dante dies. Dante dies and Moomer dies as well, and the sound barrier was used, but it was used too late. That is a disaster for the Outlaws. Disaster. Repel is only better at Repel is only better than Raucous at the Batiste and maybe the Zen. I would say definitely the Zen. And yeah, maybe outside of that, I agree with you, because actually Raucous does have a pretty good Ana. I think the Repel's Ana is also pretty good, though. I don't know. Sometimes Raucous is just mispositioned horribly. And it doesn't matter what hero he's playing. Sometimes his brain just turns off and he horribly mispositions. So that can occasionally be game losing. Hype train success! I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that Repel has a better Zen and a better Batiste. The Ana and the Moira, I think it's pretty arguable. Am I missing anything? Have I forgotten another hero that they both play? I feel like I've forgotten something. Oh, Brig or some shit? Yeah, I don't actually know about the others. Moomer's charges are fucking mental. This is just chaos at this point. I don't think Outlaws have a plan of how to get through here. I don't think they have any idea of how to make space for their DPS. I think they're just all trying to individually clutch here with no teamwork involved. Dante seems so meh. He's also playing Reaper. He's not known as a Reaper player. Dante's a very good player, but I mean, I wouldn't have said that he's a, Reaper specialist. Well, Paris win the rematch in a move that surprises nobody. The manner in which they did it, not the most convincing in the world, but a lot of Houston Outlaws questionable plays throughout this series. Well, it certainly still seems like Houston can either... I don't know. Fucking Houston are a dumb team. Sometimes they look really good in some of the weeks when they're able to play Moomer on the Winston and play the Sombra or the Doomfist, but when they have to play metas like this, they just look trashed here. Outlaws look like a team that aren't well polished and their strats look very poorly executed. Is it a coaching issue more so than the players? I don't know. There's only a limit on what the coaches can actually do. I feel like it's probably the... I think it's probably the players just running around like headless chickens inside the game. I don't know whether these players are... I don't know whether Moomer and Raucous are even coachable, to be honest. Like they're some of the most experienced players in the entire league, and they don't look like they've improved since they began. Maybe they have never had good coaches, or maybe they just don't learn. Dante doesn't even look good on Sombra compared to the Chinese teams. Well, I think that's also because the entire team doesn't understand how to play the Reaper Sombra as well. But somewhat fair criticism. We do know that Dante is a very good Sombra. We've seen him play Sombra very well in the past. I wouldn't blame Dante. But a lot of how you play the Reaper Sombra is about how your team plays around you. But yeah, Dante did whiff like a fucking horrific EMP and didn't really find that many high-value hacks either. I don't think Dante played particularly well today, but I do think he's a good player. You know, you can still have bad days whilst being a good player. Do I think Linkser can reach his old 2018-2017 peak? No, I think people have gotten better since then. I cannot find the Overwatch League live feed on YouTube unless I actually search for it. It isn't in the home page, not on the trending page, not in the gaming page, not in the recommended, not even in the live now pages. Really? That's kind of nuts. I mean, I always just type youtube.com/Overwatch League, but yeah. That's always been the problem with YouTube. YouTube's promotion of their live streams has always been really bad. And I was hoping this year that with them spending big bucks to acquire COD League and Overwatch League, that they would improve their promotion and marketing of those live gaming streams. But nothing yet. Nothing yet. Yeah, anyway, you can search Overwatch League, or you can look at your subscriptions, and it comes up at the top, right? I'm subscribed to the Overwatch League, so whenever I go to my subscriptions, it says